All right, Gary, what are we playing this week?
Well, cool. You ever see the movie Junior?
A long time ago.
Yeah. You know the premise of Junior.
Arnold Schwarzenegger ends up pregnant by Danny DeVito, and they give birth to twins that are themselves.
The baby does not seem to come out of his butt, which is what I thought. Regardless, you've been juniored. That soda you've been drinking was actually my junior formula.
Okay.
And I put a kid in you, buddy. I figured we need somebody to pass on the Duckfeed name. My balls are barren wasteland.
Yeah.
So I figured, if anyone's going to have a kid, it's you.
Okay.
And I did the most direct way I could think of.
Just the most literal. Yeah. You talked to a very literal genie on that one. Yeah. No. You just decided to impreg your host. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I figured somebody likes this.
Yeah.
It is, and there were a bunch of different kids I could stick in you.
Okay.
So because we do abject suffering, I chose a kid at random.
All right. Oh yeah. Are we going to use this categories dice?
I already did it. I did all this stuff before I drugged your drink.
37 minutes ago.
Yeah. This category dice. I rolled it 37 minutes ago. What? Ozymandias, what the fuck are you talking about? So anywho, you get to go pregnant. We get to have a whole adventure of you pointing out the foibles of pregnancy by being a very masculine man who is also pregnant.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
It's the movie secretly, weirdly, both sexist and very pro-life.
Okay. Well, I mean, this episode needs to come out in like 2 weeks, man.
Here, drink this.
Oh, the accelerants?
Yeah. drink the, and I think I've worked out the bugs. I think it will make you have the baby faster, not make the baby grow before it is born.
Okay.
There's a chance that you will explode like one of the werewolves from the quarry, but a teenage boy will pop out.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll just drink this one and.
Yeah. Oh, I think that means it's working.
What was that? I just coughed up. Was that the shit from the end of Silent Hill 3?
Yeah, it kind of looks like it. Yeah. Here, let's get the magnifying glass here. Oh, this is one of the duds. This is Kid A.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. Well,
yeah, it's fine. I wanted you to have a baby that could carry on our legacy.
Again, our legacy. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Yeah.
If one of us dies, what we do is very obvious.
Right.
If both of us die.
Yeah, that's why we can't travel together.
Yeah, it's and also I know the recipe for RC.
Yeah.
My name is Gary Butterfield.
My name is Cole Ross.
And welcome to Abject Suffering, the podcast that simply doesn't have what it takes to kill a man.
I want to prove you wrong, but also I don't.
Yeah. I probably couldn't kill a man.
Yeah, this week it's a backer demand. Kyle is asking us to kind of stretch our legs here a little bit by talking about Kid A Mnesia.
Yeah, that's how I've been pronouncing it too.
Yeah,
Amnesia.
Need. Yeah. They say, I love a good digital museum exhibit in a game, and to me, this is one of the coolest. Radiohead curated this for the 20th anniversary of their records, Kid A and Amnesiac, put more effort into it than they needed to. They know that we do not necessarily have a lot of affection for Radiohead, but maybe we can talk about some exhibits or exhibits and games or museums that we've been to.
Yeah. Thank you for the offboarding.
Yeah.
Sincerely, I'm not making a joke. No. I have boring opinions about Radiohead, which is that they don't stand out to me. Mm-hmm. Every time I listen to them, it doesn't really stick with me.
No.
I'm not like a bold iconoclast who has a strong argument against Radiohead. It's just not for me.
I like Kid A. That is, I don't know. I saw their SNL performance of Idiotech and was fucking blown away by it. Not so much Tom York gesticulating around, but just the sound of it, like the chord progression and the fact that they had a guy on stage playing what looked to all the world like a telephone switchboard, but was actually like a big wall-sized synthesizer kind of thing. That got me to listen to this, but everything after this, again, I'm kind of in line with you.
Tom York is my least favorite part of it. Sometimes the music is good to me, but then Tom York very much activates my "why you got to sing like that, man" instincts, pretty hard. Like he's a lot of keening.
Just like, well, get me something in an atonal angel singing.
Yes, like it's kind of Angel Boy, like a little bit. He's got a little make with the
everything after Kid A felt like what I listened to. So like I don't know. Hail to the Thief and then In Rainbows for sure felt like it was trying too hard to be Kid A, and everything before Kid A felt like kind of generic like rock to me a little bit. So this is kind of the sweet spot for me in terms of again, like early to mid 2000s Cole's listening to a bunch of indie rock kind of stuff.
I in my experience, and I've said something along these lines before, I don't know how universal this is, but for me, like I can get into new bands, but the bands that I try to get into when they're contemporaneous, if I didn't like them, that's it for them. Like if I bounced off, like the chance has passed. If I were going to become a Radiohead fan, I don't know that I could do it now. Like I could if I was like Nathan Rabin and a psycho who's just like, I've decided to like something, and as a project and get books out of it, then like I could, obviously, but it's never going to sound good to me. And there's a bunch of bands that and it's in that list of bands that would make a lot of sense for me to like. It's like there's like Yola Tango, what's his head?
Eiffel 65.
Why can't I remember his name? It's a single guy. He does dance music.
I don't know, man.
Everybody loves him. He's from the early 2000s.
Early 2000s. I don't know.
It's a single guy. He does kind of dance music, but like rock dance music that rock guys like. You like him?
Aphex Twin?
No, rock music, like rock dance music. Like you like him. He's that guy. He's they made a TV show like a recently or weirdly like Eric Wareheim's in it. It's the guy who does the songs. He's got it's like that song like People I Know or Friends of Mine or something is one of his songs. His name might be John or Richard. Why can't I remember this guy's fucking name?
I'm not going to rescue you.
You know him. You like him. He's got that soundtrack. He's got a song on GTA 4. LCD Sound System.
There we go. Okay,
Fuck.
James
sucked.
Murphy. Okay. Yeah, that I was not going to rescue you because no, it's awful. Yeah, James Murphy. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
It'd make a lot of sense for me to like that guy.
Right.
I missed the opportunity. I feel like.
Like with my background or my pedigree, you would think I would be all about the Decemberists, but I'm just kind of meh, right?
Decemberists are a little cutesy.
The thing, but just the kind of indie rock that I fall into, it's adjacent enough. But I tried listening to one Decemberist album, and I'm like, it's not for me. To me, Decemberists don't sound that much differently than like the worst parts of Okerville River mixed with the worst parts of the Mountain Goats. Right. Like it's got the Why You Gotta Sing Like That from the Mountain Goats, but then some of the like playfulness. But again, it doesn't, there's no accounting for it. That's what makes like a band. And I'm also not going to bat for the Decemberists, a band that I used to like and now viscerally loathe. I just like hear him talk and I'm like, fuck this guy. Too many songs about chimney sweeps. Yeah.
And you know how many songs it is? One. You don't do that. You keep one of the things that is a pet peeve of mine in musicians is knowing exactly what book they have next to their bed.
Yeah.
And for a long time, it's like you have a thesaurus next to your bed. And I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah,
you're Andrew Bird and you pick a lot of $10 words to show off. But then when you have somebody like the Decemberists, where it's like, oh, you have like a book of old, folk tales next to your bed. It's an affect is what it is, and that's what it feels like to me.
And you gotta just say you primarily read, like, you've got a big book of like woodcuts like next to the toilet.
And you just like read woodcuts,
and
it just comes off. There's a distance to it that I don't like.
But just you would think I would be all about the Decemberists, but no, different stuff instead.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I've given up examining any of that kind of stuff. I don't care. I've given an honest effort. Like how much effort does a band deserve? Like if you listen to 2 records by a band and you don't like it, like, do you really owe them more than that? I would say no.
And I was about to say, like, oh, maybe you owe it to a friend who is like, he wants you to like a thing they like, but also that is way too much for that friend to ask.
If that happens, your friend owes you like $30. You don't, friends who do that are bad. They're not bad friends. That's overstating it. Like, I have friends who have done that and stuff, and people do that. Comes from a good place.
Yes,
but it's misguided.
I had there was this girl I was kind of starting to see, like, back in my, like, I think freshman year of college, and it got to the exchanging mixtapes phase, mixed CDs at that point, kind of thing. And the first CD that she handed over was like 50% Radiohead.
It's a lot.
You had you had fake plastic trees right next to like spinning plates. It was just a little much to me.
It is a band that engenders a kind of loyalty, which always makes me a little suspicious. Like you don't want to judge anything by the worst of their fans.
No.
But it is a thing where fans tend to be very vehement about these guys.
Also, I mean, just while we're making enemies of people who like Radiohead, you can say this. You just say, "Oh, you haven't listened to everything, you don't know it," or whatever. They come across to me as very humorless.
Me too. They come across as very humorless, but the kind of thing where people will tell me that they have humor, and then they'll just show me something that has no humor. And that comes across in the game, where like you spend a lot of time with their little claymation goblins and stuff, and their iconography, which does look cool,
right?
But it's not funny. It doesn't show me, like, I don't know what it's telling me about the band,
right? That's a little bit of the thing. Like, it's just, hey, here's pure aesthetic, right? I mean, we should probably talk about what this actually is. It's a free thing that you can get for PC, and it's on PS5 as well. It's like it was originally going to be like a physical installation that you could go see again,
made of shipping containers.
Yeah.
Like a ship crashed into the place it was in. It sounded sick.
It sounded badass. I again, not just liking Kid A just fine, but not being a huge Radiohead fan, I would go see that because it sounds like it would be really cool.
A surreal indoor space.
Surreal indoor space. You get the set design, right? They couldn't do it because of COVID, so instead they decided to do it entirely digitally, which gave them a little bit more room to be surreal. But this is like you're walking around to these different exhibits inside this weird illogical space, hearing not the songs but like sounds from from these albums, some of the ambience and electronic stuff, seeing visuals, lots of flashing lights, and then when you get to the center of this whole thing, you're in like basically a Winamp visualizer for like a 4-song set.
It's neat. Like, I like that the tricks that are being done here, I think, are cool. I like making abstract spaces, and I would love to see this for a band I liked.
Oh yeah, no, as I was playing it, I was like kicking around in my head, like, who would I love to, like, what band or what album would I love to see this treatment for?
It's just I don't care enough about Radiohead, so like there's a lot of like Radiohead like lyrics and snippets and themes, imagery from the songs, things like that, and I can't care about the band too much. Like,
right.
It would be, and that's where I think exploring it as a real space would have really sung, because it wouldn't have mattered. I would have been there and I had the presence. This is competing with video games and like walking sims. Like, I can throw on a VR helmet and explore the Anne Frank house right now. I don't threaten me. With
you mean in an air? You mean in an airplane over the sea?
That's the After Dark tour. That's when they can say and come whatever they want. But yeah, like I would want it for something I liked, It does have that kind of, we talked about Sayonara Wild Hearts and stuff. It has that like new thing.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like I like the idea of this a lot.
Yeah.
The execution is even good too. It's weird. It's a hard thing to feel negatively about. It's just like, God, I wish this was for something I cared about.
Yeah, like give me one of these for like Godspeed's like F sharp A sharp, right? Like give me that, or like for Ockerville Black Sheep Boy, right?
Yeah. I went to a museum. Me and Liv went to Seattle, where we had dinner with Gwen, and went to see Auntie Donna with Gwen. And saw in the Seattle Art Museum the Society of Empathy or something called like that. Let me see if I can find the name of it. I'm just gonna look up the Seattle Art Museum. This thing was fucking sick.
Okay.
It was not the premiere thing. They had two like traveling existence. The other one is worth talking about too. It was Hokusai. Hokusai being the most famous Japanese artist, the guy who did the wave thing. And then like I had a bunch of his coterie. I got to see the wave painting, which maintained the absolutely hilarious thing of art museums when like you go see a very larger life thing that you've seen like everywhere, and it's 12 by 8.
It's so itty bitty.
It's so funny. Same thing. Like when I saw a Starry Night, and I'm like, this is the size of a Trapper Keeper.
Yeah, like when I have this as my background on a PC, it's bigger than this. What the fuck?
This is ludicrous, And then the very funny thing that happened with that as well, where then I saw Washington crossing the Delaware.
It's the size of a fucking trailer. Yeah,
it's a wall.
Yeah,
it's an entire wall of the thing. But so that was really cool. The funny thing about that, I'm stalling because I'm trying to find the name for it. The thing that was wild about that is they had the old original, Fisher, The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife.
Oh, really?
And then they had tons of knockoffs of it.
Okay.
Like, getting eaten out by an octopus has been a long-running artistic theme.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like very surprised to see how much that, like how the grip it had. I assumed that like The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife was an offshoot,
a singular expression, but actually like it oddly a fertile ground.
Yeah, there's something more than one artist. I'm not trying to be careful because I'm not trying to say like, it was a cultural institution or whatever. I don't know what people in Japan think of that art. I don't know if it, and I'm not saying it says anything. I was just surprised to find it represented several times.
And
then they had like a modern like manga section, and there was manga that had it as well. And I was like, man, there's just a fucking line from like having sex with an octopus.
Yeah.
From this to
I got no interest in tentacle play, but like that sounds like a very well put together exhibition, putting all of that in context, like linearly.
It was cool.
It
was very cool. It had it was good to see like the wave kind of style painting. I can't look at unlimited numbers of those and still feel stuff. Right. But it had people's like deconstructions and references to it. It was really cool. That said, it didn't have Dick on Lessons from the Institute of Empathy, which I just linked you. So that's just their page. But this is like an art collective that does these. They call them virtual conversations.
Okay,
which feels a little bit pretentious to me. But it is this amazing like African surreal multimedia like experience that had some of the best like fucked up dudes I'd seen. Like this person, I'll send them to you in the Slack as well, like this suit creature cryptid suit thing you could wear made of human hair, like shit like that. It was perfect for surreal spaces.
I'm on Google Images, and I'm seeing what appears to be like a multicolored person, like made out of, I don't know, the image is way too small, but it looks like like textiles, but like seashell kind of things.
Yeah. Oh shit! God damn it! Sorry, I'm on my phone while podcasting. Teens. I'm just gonna send you a nice little selection of the fucked up dudes here.
Yeah, give me those fucked up dudes.
But it was there was like a soundscape to it as well.
Mhm.
It was it been a minute since I'd seen art that, like, you know, takes your breath away. Like you walk into a room and you're like, well, you know, I'm experiencing art.
Yep.
And then just having
Uh,
to sit with it
God,
for a while.
these like these neon patterns, like that intricate.
So that was constantly
Yeah.
moving and changing.
Oh, wow.
And you would stand on the middle of it during it, and kind of like it took up your entire view space.
That
It was
sounds
really
overwhelming.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, intentionally so.
Yeah.
You know, this was fucking sick.
Yeah.
If anybody is in the Pacific Northwest or near Seattle, you have to see this before it goes. Like you can see the wave in like restaurants. You know,
Yeah,
it was definitely
everywhere.
cool, but it wasn't. You know, that's why I like modern art, is because, like, I don't know, I wasn't that enriched by seeing Starry Night.
Mhm.
Like I like Starry Night, just fine. It's just, you know, I can go explore a virtual version of it. You know,
I like novelty.
Exploded.
Yeah.
I want people saying new things.
Yeah.
You know.
This humanoid made of gold tendrils is really cool.
Yeah. Right. I want Dark Souls to just take this. Like, there's an entire monster manual in this stuff, and there's cool, you know, this is us being puerile. There's stuff behind the ideas behind these. Right?
Oh yeah.
You know, it is art as well, but also you can appreciate it on a holy shit. Like that is a surreal looking motherfucker.
This what appears to be like a schoolgirl with like the basket mask.
On lots of basket masks. That was part of a whole procession.
Nice.
I want to take a picture of the entire procession, but people are around me in a weird way.
Yeah. I like, I don't know. Like this textile work is really cool. Like I really admire that. That seems difficult to do in general. And this is wild. Yeah.
Yeah. They're wearable. They talked about how other times they have people wearing these things. Like, I don't know. This human hair golem thing is just incredible looking to me. Very good.
Nice.
Excellent.
Institute of Empathy. Yeah.
Institute of Empathy.
Yeah.
Very cool. So
I mean, like, I don't know that I've seen anything that has been like breathtaking like that. Like, I've seen stuff that was definitely really cool to see. Like, the Cincinnati Art Museum for a while had an exhibit on surrealism, so there were a ton of Magrittes there. They had a big Dada section in there. We got to see one of the fountains, which was cool.
Oh, nice. Did you piss in it?
I was ejected immediately.
Okay.
There were many signs.
Just making sure.
And over the Pittsburgh Art Museum had a really good it was an exhibition of a guy whose name I don't remember, but he works entirely in neon.
You're talking about Dan Flavin?
Possibly, yeah.
Dan Flavin's one of my favorite artists.
Who
does a lot of
I sent you a picture of that because there was a whole Bowie room.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. But that was cool. And just, you know, in terms of, you know, the just like cool medium kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But
art's sick. The whole thing made me the thing that is a bummer about art is that you live in a city, you get an art museum, which is great. That's not a bummer. And you do have traveling exhibitions, you know, which are great.
Yes.
But they're kind of rare, and you get very used to the standing collection.
Yeah.
So much so that, like, I think that, like, art museums are there to visit when you're already in a city. It's like they're there for visitors, it almost feels like. Yeah. You know, like I need more variety to that. Like I want an art museum a month, which is part of the cool things about VR. Like, you know, people do those walkthroughs. Yeah. And it's not quite the same, but like in our lifetime, it will be good.
Yeah. It's we're making progress towards it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's and you know, I don't know, it's cool going to a different city's art museum because, like, often a lot of the local stuff, you know, it's not just like local flavor or whatever, but like it'll have like local industry kind of worked into it too. So Cincinnati, their art museum has a ton of stuff.
Chili.
Yep, it's on a bunch of unexpected shit. It's everywhere.
There's a bunch of piles, you know, with little placards that say "Do not touch chili. Do not eat chili." You know, Yoko Ono is there.
No, but just Rookwood pottery. So like just a ton of ceramic stuff around. Which is real cool. Oh, the museum that we went to when we were up in Milwaukee that one year, we had time to kill, which was just, it was all industrial design, and there was a ton of mid-century like Fallout shit there. Yeah.
It was great. It also had like a good modern wing. That was a really good museum though. You know, surprisingly batting above its weight class for a city with, you know, that size and reputation. Yeah, it's sick. It's also like one of my favorite parts about when you do conventions.
Yes.
You know, like the Nintendo Museum or these like history museums, like going to PRGE this year and seeing, you know, all these blown out stills of the mansion from the Maniac Mansion Nintendo Power cover.
Nice.
You know, like different angles and shit, seasides of it.
Yeah.
Is what they call those in the photo posing community. Yeah.
And you know, and Frank Cifaldi and them doing God's work, you know.
Yeah. It's all shit like I can't imagine anyone would care about. They had like a complete Saturn collection. It was like the roving complete Saturn museum, and like the Saturn probably has fans to that degree.
Yeah,
you know,
probably. That'd be pretty neat.
But,
I don't know. I like looking at the peripherals and stuff. But
yeah, it's always fun to look at peripherals for anything.
Yeah.
You know, it was just seeing all the games at once. I was like, you sure did put a bunch of games that aren't very good together.
when you put them all in one place, you realize how short the lifespan of that was actually.
Yeah, you realize how underwhelming the whole thing could be.
Yep.
You know, it was fine.
There's a better version of that on PlayStation. There's a better version of that on PlayStation.
Yeah. That's sick though. I would love to if I were, you know, just a man of leisure.
Yeah.
It'd be a lot of traveling for museum shit. You know, just going to a town and then like I love how towns have their own weird little bespoke museum.
Oh yeah.
Like they'll be you know, there's not one here, but it's like, oh, you know, the National Museum of like popcorn makers exists somewhere.
Yeah.
And just some random ass town gets it. You know,
I mean, it does have to go somewhere. It's like when people go to Cincinnati, they'll ask like, hey, what do I you know, what should I go see? I tell them American Sign Museum. There's a museum that is entirely signs, and it is in Cincinnati, and it is one of the coolest things you're going to see. It's signs of all sizes. They've got a bunch of neon. They have like fake storefronts put together. I don't know. It's real cool.
Do you think that if you go into that with an acoustic guitar and play that signs everywhere there's signs, anti-sign song, you get asked to leave?
No, immediately. They act like you just pissed on one of the fountains.
I feel like you might be able to, like in a Planescape way, shift the alignment of the museum.
Change the world tendency?
Yeah, like change the world tendency by making a series of good points about signs to music. Which is what that song is famous for and does. Yep. You know, and then eventually the museum just ceases to be about signs. You know, slowly like slips into Carcass or whatever it happens.
It gives birth to the Pamphlets Museum.
Just like it slowly like it becomes about informational, like, you know, I think that would be an experiment there. In terms of like in a Planescape way, museums have some of the strongest tendencies. Yeah. You know, it's just about a thing. And I think if you go in and work athwart that, that energy has to go somewhere. You know?
Yeah. It's like when you go to the Henry Ford Museum and you don't see an awful lot about very particular things there.
Yeah. Well, and you know, like if you the Henry Ford Museum, if you wanted to shift it even further, you could drive around it.
Oh yeah.
Like if you were to crash a car through the front entrance. And drive around the thing and do like wheelies, I think the staff would turn into cars.
Like Turbo Teen?
Yeah. Like they'd all like, pigs, they're all pigs. And they would all, you know, their bones would crack and they'd turn into chassis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I was real bummed out because the reason Chris and I went to the Ford Museum, which was really cool to go to anyway, but the primary thing was to go there and walk through. They have a Damaxian house there.
Oh, cool.
Just a house designed by Buckminster Fuller. You know, it's circular, meant to kind of be the house of the future. Didn't really go anywhere. Obviously, we don't live in circular houses, by and large. But it was closed off. It was closed off because they were doing maintenance. I also wanted they had one of those like mobile diners. You know?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You know, where it's like a straight up like stainless steel 50s diner,
like Fallout.
Yeah. Couldn't go into that either. I was real pissed off.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It feels real bad when you go to a museum and the thing just is like, can't see.
Moose
like you realize
front,
I don't need to interact with this. Yeah. Like you realize I just want to look at it. Like, how can that be broken?
I got to see the outside of the Dymaxion house. I got to walk around and look in the windows. Wanted to get in that bad boy.
Yeah. It's I listen to podcasts on those. There's like a reason we don't do them.
Oh no, it's terrible.
Weird thing where it's like, these actually suck.
Everything is pinned to a central pole and is kind of suspended from it. So if somebody is walking around on one side, the motion transfers through the entire thing.
Yes. Nightmare. I love a surreal home, but there's also one of those things where it's like you realize there's a reason they do it. Yeah, the way it is done sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You know, which is rare. Or there were just different ways that we did modular housing. You know.
Yeah, we just had to try, I guess.
Yeah, Sears houses and stuff.
Yeah. Which you don't want. Anywho, I wish I had more to say about this. It was fine. Mm-hmm. It did remind me of like the bright future of virtual, museums, and being able to do stuff like this. Walk around surreal spaces with relative ease. Mm-hmm. But then also, I've talked about this a bunch on the show, but like having done Meow Wolf, like done Omega Mart, like done this in real life, mm-hmm. Which is it's not that much less weird than this, even though it all exists in physical space. Yeah, makes it's a big difference. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So I thought this was neat, but here's a warning. If you're like, I didn't know this existed. This is one of the most bright flashing lights things I've ever seen.
Oh, sure.
To the point, I'm not photosensitive, but I was playing it and I was like, this is a little much, actually. Yeah. So there's a big warning about it in front, but I don't know. Just that this thing might actually be a medical grade threat to some people.
I think that Radiohead doesn't want epileptics in their audience. Like it's one of those things
vocally against them. Yeah.
Like they were like, we welcome most people at our show.
Asterisk.
But we have asterisk. We have the right to refuse anyone our music. And it's those epileptics.
Yeah. It's like it's like what's his name with the colorblind? Braid guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Jonathan Blow.
Like,
yeah. Just like, no, I don't want people, maybe colorblind people want to play the witness.
Yeah, maybe.
We don't know. We don't want to know.
Maybe women want to. I'm just going to be over here being a weird crank now.
Yeah, who knows? It's not none of my business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe single people eat crackers. Yeah. I don't know. Don't want to know.
Don't want to know. No, it's a business we could do without.
Mm-hmm.
The miracle. Thanks everybody for listening.
Yeah. Thank you, Kyle, for backing, for demanding this, getting us to stretch our legs a bit.
Yeah, we appreciate that. And then we appreciate all you artists out there.
Yeah.
And
may your work one day grace a physical space. May it become real and be featured.
Agreed.
Yes.
If you like the show, head on over to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv and kick us some dollars. $5 a month gets you a bunch of bonus shows, including bonus episodes of this show. But also totally other shows, which you should also listen to if you don't already.
We make them, so we're biased, but we think that it's worth it.
Yeah. You can also leave ratings and reviews on Apple Podcast or Podcast Addict. You can tell your friends. And you can join us in thanking our producer, Gwen.
Thank you so much, Gwen.
Yeah, we appreciate you, Gwen. Yeah. What should they do until next time?
Well, until next time, this has been Abject Suffering, where we got an ice age coming.
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn. When it's time to create Spawn, I create Spawn. Pencil in my hand, from dusk till dawn. I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn.
What would you do if at the moment of death, a voice from the darkness offered you the chance to live on? Have your answer?
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Clown. When it's time to create Clown, I create Clown. When it comes to creating Clown, I don't mess around. I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Clown.
Are you confident that you could distinguish the forces of light from the forces of evil?
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Violator. When it's time to create Violator, I create Violator. I draw my little demon thin, say see you later. I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Violator.
It always has a germ of evil inside it. Evil, just a touch of good. Take Spawn.
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Malbolgia. When it comes to create Malbolgia, I create Malbolgia. If you say I didn't create him, I'll say that I told ya. I'm Todd McFarlane, I created Malbolgia.
You have to choose a slow searing ride on Satan's carriage through.
I'm Todd McFarlane, creator of Angela. Actually, my name is Neil Gaiman and I created Angela. Hey, no way, you'll talk to my lawyers. Because when it comes to Angela, you're just a voyeur.
A crude scenario I've just painted? Possibly. But hell isn't settled, folks.
My name is God and I created the creator of Spawn. When it comes time to create the creator of Spawn, I create the creator of Spawn. When it comes to creating the creator of Spawn, I did it at dawn. I created the creator of Spawn.
Hell isn't just a place, but a state of mind. And fire, while painful, isn't the only way Malbolgia can burn him. Yes, Spawn is learning, but all the while the black tentacles of evil are starting to spread, and as you'll see, hell is alive and well on Earth.